The October 23rd, 2025, 5 p.m. regular session meeting of the Lawrence County School Board. Appreciate everyone being with us this evening. We have a full agenda. Look forward to covering this business together. Before we get to rolling, every month we recognize a local student and they come up and discuss a character trait at our Lawrence County school system. We're not only interested in academics and excellence in academics and athletics and all that, but we're also interested in creating young men and women of good character. We don't have a student this month, so I'm going to take it upon myself to share a character trait that's important to me, and I believe I will speak on behalf of the board. It's important to this board. Thankfulness and integrity. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18 says, "Rejoice in the Lord always, pray without ceasing, and in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." I, as the chairman of this board, and this board, we're thankful this evening. Thankful to be citizens of Lawrence County, thankful to be representatives of our constituents in all of our different districts, thankful for this community, for all of its citizens and the support that they give us as a board, the support that they give us as a school system. We're thankful for the leadership that we have here at Lawrence County School System under Director Michael Atkins and his staff here at the central office. Thankful for our teachers, thankful for our administrators, thankful for our bus drivers, our admin assistants, the secretaries, the bookkeepers, the cafeteria workers, the teachers' aides, the counselors, the maintenance men, the custodians. Everybody in this system comes to work each and every day and gives of themselves and cares for our students, which is the future of this county. This is why all of us are sitting up here, to make sure that this county continues to grow and continues to produce the best product, our children, that we can. So that brings us to that second portion of integrity, because I believe all those that I've named off, my fellow board members, all of those who are involved in this school system, are men and women of integrity. They come to work every day and they do the right thing because that's the right thing to do. And they're going to stand up for the right reasons and protect our kids and love our kids. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 9 says, "He who walks with integrity walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will become known." And all of our people in Lawrence County School System walk with integrity, and I'm thankful for that. But those are two character traits that are important to me, and I believe are important to this school system: thankfulness and integrity. And I'm thankful to be a part of this school board, and I'm thankful to be a part of Lawrence County, Tennessee. Let us pray, if you will. Father God, we bow before you as we enter into this meeting. Father, we pray a special blessing upon Lawrence County. Father, we're grateful to be a citizen in this county. We're grateful for the support that our fellow citizens give. We're grateful for the importance that we have placed upon our children in the future of this county. God, we pray a blessing upon each and every child that comes through our doors. Father, we pray a blessing upon our teachers and all those who are involved in our children's lives on a day-to-day basis. Father, protect them and keep them safe from harm. Father, be with us as we make decisions, Father, that we do so, that would put Lawrence County School System in the best light, Father, and that we make the best decisions that is best for our children. Father, we love you and we thank you. Above all, most of all, we thank you for your Son and our Savior, Jesus Christ, in Christ's blessed name. Amen. Amen. If you would, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Jessica, would you please call roll?
Mr. Adams? Alexander? Here. Daniel?
Here.
Dryden?
Here.
Jacobs? Rochelle?
Here.
Shannon?
Here.
Watson? Weathers?
Here.
6 present.
We do have a quorum. Ms. Jessica, I also believe Mr. Adams is running just a few minutes late, so please take note when he comes in
Yes,
to
sir.
add him to the present list when he does get here.
Okay.
Before we move forward, board, I want to, Mr. Atkins has asked me to add, or if we would consider adding the West Highland Highland Gym, the old West Highland Gym demolition, to the second page of the agenda under section 3 would be item F, West Highland Gym demolition. So with that addition, when we get down to section 1, we'll, is anybody opposed to doing that? I guess I need to have a motion in a second to add to the agenda. So can I get a motion?
Motion.
You got a motion by
Second.
Mr. Weathers, got a second by Mr. Rochelle. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we will add that to the agenda, and then we'll vote on the agenda here in just a moment. Next item is capital projects, ESG update. Is ESG present? No.
No, sir, they're not here. They finished though. It's completely done. I think you've got some pictures of it in your,
We did.
in your drive. They're actually using the restrooms this week. Fire marshal approval came Monday, so as soon as that was done, and they wrote to get in there.
All restrooms are operational,
Operation, yes, sir.
upstairs and downstairs?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Microphone. Is that microphone on?
It is.
Another question is Board Member Shannon had asked before the meeting, where do we stand on the report from the group on the locker room area?
They told us as of last week that we would have it within the next 2 weeks. So I'm expecting it next week. As soon as we get that, then we'll be able to proceed putting that out to bid for the work.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any questions for?
I just had a question in the bathroom. I was talking, when I went in there this week, the back corner, there's a pipe, I guess, that they're gonna enclose. Is that us that's gonna enclose?
We're doing that. You may be able to see one of those pictures where it's done, and one we're fabricating the metal to do that one. So it will look very similar.
Okay.
It'll be covered up.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions for Mr. Tucker? Thank you. So next on the agenda, recognition of students from Etheridge Elementary School, Ms. Cruz.
Good evening. Tonight I'm honored to recognize one of our exceptional first grade students, a young boy whose smile lit up our hallways each morning and whose heart made a lasting impact on our school community. Every morning, Bo was dropped off in the back car at our line, which I open car doors there, sometimes by mom and sometimes by dad, every now and then by brother or sister. He could hardly wait to hop out of that car. The excitement on his face said it all, because he loved coming to school. Bo was kind, friendly, and he was funny. He was an excellent student who truly loved everyone around him. Whether it was sharing a laugh in his class or lending a helping hand, Bo made others feel welcome and valued. It wasn't just his teachers who noticed, his friends did too. In fact, sometimes after his parents gave him breakfast at home, he would go to the cafeteria and eat breakfast because he wanted to eat another breakfast with his friends. One of the things that he loved most was helping others. He and his mom would often stop by our blessing box together. They would quietly and humbly make sure that others in our community had what they needed. That was Bo. He was thoughtful, generous, and full of love. Even though Bo was only with us for a short time, his spirit, joy, and love he showed to others will not be forgotten. He will always be a memory of our school family. So tonight, it is my honor to recognize and remember Bo Yoakum. mom and dad and brothers and sisters are all here tonight.
On behalf of Lawrence County School System, we mourn your loss. We continue to pray for your family. And we thank you for sharing Bo with our faculty and staff and all of his friends at Etheridge Elementary School. We know it's a tremendous loss, but thank y'all for being here tonight. Next on the agenda would be public comments. I wasn't given any public comments before the meeting. Are there any that I've overlooked, Mr. Tucker, Mr. Atkins?
I'm not aware of any, Mr. Chairman.
We'll move on. Item number 1, consent items. These all should be in your packet. I'm sorry, Mr.
I was
Rochelle.
just going to say motion to approve A through F.
I have a motion to approve A through F.
Second?
I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. A through F approved. Second item on the agenda, report items, school report. Ms. Cruz from Etheridge Elementary School.
Good evening. I don't know if she shared with you our school report, and then I'm going to show our clip of our news. If we go through just some areas of strength, I told you last year that we are a STEM designated school. This year, our grade was an A on our report card. Speak just a moment about attendance. 2 years ago, our percentage was 9.2. Last year was 8.3, which we were the second lowest in the district. And as of right now, the projected so far, we're at 4.4%. Our areas of weakness were lack of space, although with the purchase of daycare, that issue has been addressed and helping us because we had a cap enrollment. I listed just a few accomplishments: our Teacher of the Year, our assistants that are in Grow Your Own that are coming out of college and working. Two of them, Hope and Gracie. One was our cheer coach as well, and Gracie was our volleyball coach this year. And then I have a Grow Your Own, which is Whitney Rushton. Two former students, Hannah that I spoke to last year had got a job, so good for that. And then Riley is another assistant that was at our school that is working in that program as well. Then, of course, we had 4 drone teams that advanced to South Carolina, national competition. Our robotics went to the state. Knowledge Bowl, we had kids placing in the top 10. Our population, as of yesterday when I asked Ms. Heather, there was 475 students, and then all of our numbers of our faculty and staff. And then the projects and work, you will see a picture in a moment. We've leveled our playground, put a track. They're supposed to pour the concrete hopefully Monday or Tuesday of next week. The outdoor classroom that I had on last year has been completed. They were finishing up, supposed to today or tomorrow, so we could use that with the air and heat and that. We did tint outside windows, and the gym lobby was completed last year, and we're using that as a classroom this year. And then, is it ready? Maybe? So we're going to share all of it on our Bulldog News. Miss Josie is great. She does that for us. And these are all 6th graders, I think, this week. But they did a special edition just for y'all. What's coming? Do you have questions?
It's not playing the sound, is it?
I've paused it for you.
I think the sound will come through the TVs on it.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna come through.
This does a much better job than I do speaking, and you love watching these, or else, here we go, Avonlea.
Ken, I have no sound.
And I'll just tell you while they're doing it, they do this weekly, and then on Monday morning, then all the classroom teachers, I send it out in my weekly email, and then they show it to their students. It's a good way to connect when you have 4-year-olds all the way through 8th grade, a lot of good connections, and they can see what's going on in the school, because sometimes that's hard to do. There we go.
Welcome back to ES News. I'm Abigail. Today will be a social broadcast flashing back to last year to remember some of the great things we did, but also informing you what's coming up at ES. Let's start by checking our weather forecast for this week.
Hi, my name is Brady. This week it's going to cool way off. It'll start off in the 70s this week. By Friday, the high will be in the 50s. Let's check out our joke of the week.
My name's Lydia, and this is Cam.
Our joke of the week this week is not no.
Was there?
Orange.
What would you?
Orange, you got balls here? Let's go to Eve and Sadie with sports.
Hey everyone, last school year our intramural soccer team, basketball teams, cheerleading, baseball teams, softball team, and track team all had amazing seasons. This year our 2nd through 5th grade basketball teams had a great season and had some fantastic cheerleaders cheering them on. Our volleyball team had an unbelievable season and they played fantastic.
We're so proud of our 4 super 7th grade boys that played football for Eno Crawford. Thank you for representing EES this week. Our basketball team plays at home on October 21st against Crosslaw. They also play at Zion on October 23rd. Good luck to our Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs. We are so excited to have our cheerleaders and doghounds cheering them on.
The Lady Bulldogs basketball team is looking for a manager. If you are interested, contact Ms. Hill. Let's check out our past and current events with Cal
These are all 6th graders.
This is regular scheduled programming for a special announcement. My name is Ella, and I'm up here at ES with breaking news. The Epic Wolves are a level 5 school. We're so proud of our Epic Wolves.
Hey everyone, our play It's a Hit was fantastic. We are so proud of our students for their hard work participating in our play. Thank you, Ms. Jeanette, for making it great. We are also proud of our students that participated in Orange County Singers last year. Last year, our German and robotics teams both did fantastic in competitions.
Our character trait for October is respect. Congratulations to each student that was nominated for this character trait. Congratulations to Ms. Hill for winning Teacher of the Month and to Ms. Raleigh for winning Support Staff of the Month. Pumpkins with personality is this week. Make sure you bring change to vote for your favorite pumpkin. 1 vote equals 25 cents. Congratulations to everyone that had a perfect attendance last 9 weeks. 161 students had perfect attendance, which is amazing. We also had 14 members of our faculty and staff with perfect attendance. We had an amazing turnout for our King Food Drive last week for those blessing boxes. Thank you to everyone who participated.
This week is every big week. On Wednesday, we will wear red. Make sure you leave your porch light on. On Thursday, we are going to team up against drugs. Wear your favorite team jersey or shirt. On Friday, we are dreaming of a drug-free world. Wear your pajamas. Lastly, on the 27th, you won't see me doing drugs. Wear camouflage. We want to say a big thank you to the board members and our PTO for our new track. We are so excited. Let's check out our CKH lunch for this week.
Hi, my name is Ryder Perry. This week our CKH lunch is, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours.
Colton, what did you learn this week, Colton? I learned about comments in the series.
Name. Nora.
What did you learn this week, Nora?
Division name. Gibson.
What did you learn this week, Gibson?
Subtraction.
What did you learn this week, Hutton?
I learned how to convert fractions to decimals.
The rest of it's just pictures of different things throughout, so you can just see from the end of last year to what's happened this year. month, the character trait, and a student from each homeroom is nominated. So they did August, September, and also October. Also, we have a support staff and a teacher of the month. Have student leadership representing K2 and then 3-5 and then 6-8 that I meet with once a month. We started last year in a lower FCA that Miss Miranda does for 3-5. If you didn't see the play, it's a hit. It was a hit. We co-op with Kaufman to do football. Had the most we've ever had for perfect attendance for the first 9 weeks. See you at the pole. We started beta back this year, a younger and an older. We had 3 that did cross country. That was last year. Miss Jeanette does a great job with Lawrence County Sings. If the kids last year did well on TCAP, they met or exceeded and everything, we take them to the movies. That was the picture of them. I think we had 83 this past year. And we just had 6th grade career fair, pictures from it. Our 2nd, 3rd, our 4th and 5th basketball and cheerleaders. We have 8th graders, 3 in the front, 3 in the back. They help with kindergarten. These are part of our houses. Last year we worked on attendance, and this year we're working on accelerated reading. And just all of our upcoming events. A lot in October and November. All the news crew. Heard lots about the daycare. We included a picture of it and the track. A lot of work leveling it. Just got back our fair art winners. Sweet, sweet. Any questions for me?
Very good, very exciting.
I've got a question.
Okay.
You had excellent attendance.
Yes, sir.
Tell me why.
So either my secretary or my guidance counselor prints attendance every day. I look at it, and then someone's going to call if you're not there and they've not called and let us know. We've done that for years. We also, Ms. Stafford's in charge of that. We've done that for many years too. If you have perfect attendance, she's going to give you a certificate and some treat. I mean, it depends. Maybe a Pepsi and a candy. I think this time she did candy. Last year, that was something we emphasized, and with our houses, if you were present, you couldn't check out early. I mean, all week, at the end of the week, the dean, Miss Brittany, would write their name, and then during lunch, so we didn't lose class time, they got to put a sticker on their house color. It did make a difference, and you would say 7th and 8th graders don't care about a sticker with their name on it, but if they didn't, like, one of them had to leave for FCA. I mean, it was a school relay, and they said, I didn't get a sticker because she ran the report, and they still got one, but they did care. So just lots of things. I mean, we work on it. We call, somebody in the office calls, unless something crazy happens, every day to check on you if you're not there.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from Ms. Cruz? Thank you very much. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
great work.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda is personnel report. This was in our packet. Any questions, or Mr. Atkins, you got anything you need to add?
I believe it's all there, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions on the document that's in front of you? Like I said, we should have seen that in the packet. Moving on to director's update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Here tonight, you will be presented the calendars for the 26, 27, 27, 28 academic years. We've sent that information out to the faculty, maybe the latter part of September. We had some feedback. We made some adjustments, we sent it back, so employees have had an opportunity to give us their thoughts, vote on it, and the two before you tonight will be what we're asking you to approve. Our MGT, the growth study, the capacity to long-term planning, what began as a 4 to 6 month process, Mr. Tucker and myself asked them to extend that. We had several scenarios and questions and other things, but that is completed. I will be getting something together for the board. I've shared the information with you, the final report. We're very pleased with the professionalism of that company, MGT, and what they did. Anytime we had an idea, we'd ask them to run the numbers, and they would, and they'd get us the data. I think that was a wise investment by the board, and that company has been outstanding to work with. TISA accountability that you approved earlier, each year we have to present that information to the state and show how we're using TISA dollars to address ELA, math, and college and career readiness. We've had some success in those areas. We're continuing to tweak our system. We've invested a lot of the TISA dollars in tutoring and interventionists. Feel very good about what our plan is and the work that Mrs. Ridgway and her folks do in that area along with our principals. So that's a really good thing that we're doing in Lawrence County with addressing the TISA dollars. As mentioned earlier, attendance is strong in Lawrence County. This time last year, we're at 5.5% of students this far into the school year at chronically absenteeism rates. This year, we're at 2.45. That's a 55% decrease in chronic absenteeism. And folks, that is because of the work of our teachers and our parents and our community addressing a problem that we've known for years is a problem. As we saw it steadily rising, we continue to address that. We continue to work with parents and support parents and offer opportunities. We do have occasionally where there's not support on the other end, but we continue to work with them. Mrs. Cope and her folks do a great job, our counselors, our administrators, but most of all our parents and our students who have answered a call to address this problem that, I've said it before and I'll continue to say it, that is robbing our kids of their future, and we're not going to stand idly by and let that happen. So very, very proud of that, because attendance does lead to economic development for our county. People can look at that and say, we feel like they're laying the foundation for folks to be at work, to remain at work, to show up on time, to do the things they need to do. That first job can be school, and we want to make sure we're instilling those values at an early age. Last Friday, I had the opportunity to be a part of the Battle of Highway 43. If you did not see that on Facebook, great event. Our 3 welding teachers put together and had judges come in from the outside. They had some prizes, and I was told that several of the prizes were of the value of $300 to $400. There was tools, there was a number of things. So if you know any of our welding teachers, Loretta, Summertown, Lawrence County High School, let them know how much you appreciate that. That was a great event. The week before that, I was at the 6th grade career fair, another great event where our people from the community come in and invest in our kids. Just a great event, great things happening in Lawrence County. At last month's board meeting, the board approved the behavioral interventionist. We have had some outstanding candidates for that. We'll speak about that a little bit later. That's almost to a point where we can begin that process. Been very pleased with the applicants who have expressed interest to work for the school system, but more importantly, to work with our kids. Also going to ask the board to consider speech pathologists tonight. Mrs. Moore and I have had this conversation for over a year now. We're seeing an increase in students needing speech services. We have our beliefs as to why that's happening. I'll share those at some point, but we do have a need for it, and our numbers continue to climb. As I said earlier, great things happen in Lawrence County because of great people, and I tell them every week to go home, rest, relax, recover, recharge, spend time with their families, be at their best because their kids deserve their best. And I think Mr. Chairman Daniel mentioned it earlier, the integrity and the thankfulness that we have in Lawrence County makes a difference in the lives of our kids. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions for Director Atkins? We do have the speech pathologist later on, is that correct? So we can address questions about that. That right? When is that coming up?
On the back, second page.
Okay. We'll, because I've got some questions around that, but we'll go there. All right, continuing on, report of state compliance.
Mr. Chairman, that information Annually, Mr. Tucker has to present that. If you want to give him a little detail on what that means, Mr. Tucker.
If you remember, every year we have to come before you. Part of the Department of Education requires that we send in a report to them saying that we're in compliance with all federal and state laws. And through a board meeting, you have to agree to that we are, as far as we know, we are in compliance. It's just one measure that we use to ensure that we're following all laws. Of course, TSBA, when new laws are passed, they send us model policies, and we always bring those before you to approve. So as far as we know, the central office knows we are in compliance with everything, and now we just need you to, Mr. Chairman Daniel, we'll have to sign this, but the board will need to vote to say that we are.
Okay. Any questions in regard to this?
I've got a question. Does that include like federal compliance for ADA? and
Yes,
all that?
everything,
So our
yes.
website's ADA compliant,
Yes.
things like that?
Yes, sir.
All right, because there's a deadline for that, it's, I think, April 24th, so.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Move we approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No opposition, motion carries. We are in agreement that we are in compliance to the best of our knowledge and understanding. Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Representative from LCEA.
Good evening, members of the board. First, I want to begin by saying thank you. We truly appreciate the time and effort that each of you put into supporting our schools, our staff, and our students. From investing in new resources and programming to ensuring that our buildings are safe and well cared for, your leadership makes a visible difference in the lives of our school communities every day. I also want to express the appreciation for allowing educators to have a voice in the school calendar discussion again this year. Having the opportunity to share our perspective helps us feel heard and valued, and it strengthens the partnerships between teachers and the board. However, there have been ongoing conversations among many educators coming to me since I am the president about the mandatory annual trainings required by the state and district. While we understand the importance of these trainings and they need to stay compliant and informed, there is growing concern about the change of how the time is credited this year. In previous years, the required training modules counted as a full day credit, which aligned with the time that it takes to complete them, often in between 8 to 9 hours of work, including the required quizzes and certificates for each section. This year, the same set of trainings is only counted for half a day credit, which left many educators feeling discouraged. We recognize that it has been suggested that some other professions have mandatory trainings that are done outside of their paid time. However, teaching is already a profession that extends well beyond contract hours, with lessons planning, grading, family communication, and preparation happening long after the school day ends. Teachers aren't asking to avoid the requirements. We're simply asking that the time of commitment be acknowledged fairly. Restoring a full day credit for these mandatory trainings would show appreciation for the time and dedication educators consistently give it. It would also be a small change that makes a big impact on the morale and shows our hard work is recognized. Again, thank you for all you do to support the Lawrence County students, teachers, and schools. We are proud to be a part of a district that listens and values collaboration.
Thank you. Any questions?
What are the trainings that you have to take?
We have to do suicide, we have to do bloodborne pathogens, we have to do abuse training. There's like 8 or 9. This year we did vector, and it took a long time to log in, and there was some confusion on how to log in, and then even after we finished the trainings, it came back that one of the trainings wasn't done, and we had to add another training on that had to be done by the end of September. So there's lots of them.
So the question is, it was a whole, now it's a half? Is that what we're saying?
At one time, it was, you did it on your own time after hours.
Okay.
When I became director, I wanted to give our people a little bit more time to prep in their classroom as they had requested in several surveys. And so it was about a half day is what it took, but they got really a full day out of it. Now we allow them to begin July 1st, and they can take all the way up until the end of September to do that. And we give them a half-day credit, but they come in and work in their classrooms at their request to have more classroom prep time before school started. So that's kind of how it, at one time it was not anything. You just had to do it before a certain date. And I wanted to give them a little bit more opportunity to take advantage of that, open it up in July, close it in September, but to have time in their classrooms as they'd requested through surveys.
Okay. Is that being looked into? I mean, is there? I'm just asking. Is that being looked into? I mean, is more time due them?
Yeah, it will be one of those things that there will be a trade-off. I mean, it'll have to be. So we'll take a look at that, but it will be taking the time that they've asked for in the past, and that wouldn't be present.
Do you know about our surrounding districts? Do they even give them credit?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they give them credit or they have them to finish it. Some have had them finish it before the end of the school year. I don't know, but I can check into that.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Tennessee Legislative Network, Dr. Shannon.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Currently, we're not in session right now, obviously, but there's some trending topics that I've received on this email chain. One is the Advisory Committee on Innovations in K through 12 Education. They held their September meeting. I have the agenda for that and everything that was spoke there. But just to sum it up, essentially they explored the school year calendar. There's been some talk about the school year calendar. I'm not sure which direction they're going to move on that, but to add more flexibility to that. Teacher and administrator evaluations and other similar topics is really what they focused on, and then they discussed some of the CTE, course substitution, and statewide standardized testing. The next thing is obviously the federal trending topics. There's things that's going on that we're, the TSBA is a member of the COSPA that we see, every month, and with the shutdown, there's some issues there, but I don't think anything that affects us currently as an actual local school district. So, but that's the news of what's going on as far as in the state and federal. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on that school calendar? So this you're talking about at the state level. So you're talking about how many days?
I think it's about the 4-day. Yeah, it's not about how many days. I think it's about allowing flexibility for the local to decide, for us to decide at this level, which will be a great thing because we decide what fits best for us. Nashville might do a different thing, but I'm a fan of us being able to decide. So they're just opening it up, or trying to. I don't know if it's going to be voted that way, but Mr. Atkins, you probably know more
I
about
can tell you, if I'm understanding what you're saying, Dr. Shannon, right now, the state statute requires days. You must attend a certain number of days. This would allow you to attend hours.
Yeah.
So you could set your hours, and you may go longer and just go to school 4 days.
It opens up the 4-day week.
It opens up the 4-day week opportunity. Yeah.
I know that we've talked about that, and I've heard, support from that from our faculty and staff. So it'd be interesting if we could.
It would have to go before state reps,
Yes.
Next session, and then come back down to where if they open it up to that, we'd be able to make a decision then. So we're still far off, at least a year.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Dr. Shannon on? Thank you for keeping track of that, Dr. Shannon.
Yes, sir.
Next item G, TSBA Annual Convention. It's in Nashville, November the 13th through the 16th. We are allotted 4 delegates, so we need to, my understanding, these delegates will be a part of a meeting, a session up there during this convention where we will be voting on legislation.
Proposed legislation.
Proposed legislation. So they're getting the feel of the education community of school boards across the state. So these 4 delegates will represent Lawrence County School System in this meeting and cast our votes on what legislation we would support. Who all is going? Let's get a list of, I know myself is going. What other board members is scheduled to go? Dr. Shannon?
Mr. Adams. Jerry.
Mr. Adams?
You see Ms. Jacobs usually.
Mr. Adams? Dr. Shannon? I believe Ms. Jacobs is, but
Ms. Jacobs and Ms. Watson are signed up to attend.
Jacobs and Watson?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Dryden. Mr. Dryden has served as a delegate before. Ms. Jacobs, and Ms. Watson. So we got six members allotted to go. Does anybody want to make a recommendation of appointing? Yes, sir. Okay, so Ms. Watson may not be able to go. Ms. Jacobs, with the health issues that her family are dealing with, may or may not be. That leaves Mr. Dryden, Dr. Shannon, and Mr. Adams, and myself. So, Mr. Dryden, would you care to serve as a delegate?
I'd be glad to.
Dr. Shannon, would you be all right with serving as a delegate?
Sure, yeah.
Mr. Adams, would you be okay serving as a delegate? And then myself. Is the board okay with these 4 members being their delegates?
Absolutely. You make
No,
that a formal motion? No? Okay.
Well, I'll take a motion for these 4, myself, Dr. Shannon, Dr. Adams, and Mr. Adams and Mr. Dryden for the delegates.
The motion they be seated as delegates.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition. So the delegates again is Dr. Shannon, Mr. Adams, Mr. Dryden, and myself. That again is November the 13th through the 16th in Nashville. And we'll bring back some news. Will you be attending?
Yes, sir.
As well? Okay. Thank y'all for that. Next item is items for consideration and discussion and action. Number 3, budget items for consideration, New Prospect School roof replacement bid.
Mr. Chairman, this is a part of our next 3-year capital improvement process. Mr. Tucker has received bids. You should see those in front of you. We had several folks submit bids this time. You can see that information. This is something that we're thankful that we can do in Lawrence County, to put roofs on more schools and secure that for future rotations and so forth. So before you is the roof at New Prospect, and there's several more along in that same vein. So I won't say this again, but the Lawrenceburg Public is in the same vein. This is a 3-year budgeting process that we've put together to take care of these projects.
Would the board be opposed to going through all of these and then tying all of these items together in one vote? Anybody had rather break them out one at a time, or Mr. Adams, would you be okay with putting them all together, or you want to go one at a time?
I'm good with it.
You're good.
Can we just pull one out?
Yeah.
Can we pull out the pathologist? I got some questions I want to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And-
So
and AL.
we'll consider, well, I mean, we can go through each line item, but then wait till we get through discussing all items to vote on all of them. But now, if we go through this and there's something that you want to pull out and vote separate on, that you might be opposed to or whatever, then we can pull it out then. Is that okay? All right, so Mr. Atkins, you will just continue taking us through the discussion of each line item, please.
As I said, Mr. Chairman, Lawrenceburg Public, the same situation. It's due for a roof. Mr. Tucker has been able to put our roofs, our parking lots, a number of things on a cycle, and we'd like to have Lawrenceburg Public on that and then begin the process, as he has for the last 3 or 4 years, of scheduled maintenance and replacement as needed. Below that is a...
Can I interrupt you there,
Sure.
Mr. Atkins? I'm sorry. On the roofs, because we kicked this off several years ago with COVID money, and because of that, we were blessed to be able to repair a lot of roof issues, and that's when you started the practice of getting these on a cycle. So where, after these 2 roofs, where do we stand in the system? What still needs to be replaced?
We actually had a roofing assessment done by Coryell Roofing last year that helped reaffirm what we already knew.
Okay.
We had the experts come in, but we already kind of knew where the problem areas were. It matched up. After these 2, we still have the CTE building here at Lawrence County High School that will be in need, that will be coming next. We will have the circle. Although it's the roof, it was deemed by them as in Summertown High School. It's a circle area. Those are the two next ones that will follow this. All the rest, according to Coriel, all the rest of our roofs were B or better. Of course, the A to F is the rating, so these that we're attacking are Ds and Fs.
Okay.
So.
I would put the same type roof back on them? Is it the same?
At New Prospect, this will be a metal roof. This portion of New Prospect is the old wing.
Okay.
This is currently shingle roof. It will be a standing seam metal roof.
Okay.
That should be better and last much longer. This also includes new gutters and downspouts for both places at New Prospect and Lawrenceburg Public.
So I apologize for putting you on the spot. If you don't remember, that's okay, but in the last 4 years since COVID, how many schools have we roofed? You don't remember?
A lot.
And I apologize.
We had, of course, Lawrence County High School was the largest. It was over $2 million doing most of that roofing there, but.
Theater in Summertown.
Yes, we did Summertown over the theater, gym area.
We did the cafeteria at Lawrenceburg Public.
Yes.
We've done a lot of
Yes,
roofing.
we've done a
We did
lot,
another
yes.
section at New
Yeah, that's why
Prospect
we're,
as well.
according to their rating, we were in good shape when they came in last year because we had already taken care of many of our most needed roofs.
And I know COVID money really bailed us out of a jam and of a lot of roofs that needed to be
It definitely
repaired.
helped, yes.
Got us out of the hole. Mrs. Elledge had a few more. Crockett, we did something.
Yeah, Crockett and Summertown Elementary, we did roof screw replacements. We replaced all the screws in those two buildings.
Leoma.
Leoma we did, and we also did New Prospect, the flat portion of
Another
it.
section, I think.
So we did a lot.
We've done a lot of
We
roofs.
did a lot.
But so after these two, you're down to the Circle at Summertown
Circle and
the
CTE
CTE
over
building at
here.
Lawrence County High School that are
Yes.
below a B grade. Everything
Correct.
else is B or better.
Yes, sir.
And then we have a plan, what is the plan, the periodic, do we bring this company in every 5 years and regrade us? Or,
I would do that. We have warranties on most of these roofs that will last 20 or more years, so we should be in good shape for a long period of time, as long as they're maintained. There's certain things to do, but definitely they did that for free, so bringing them back to do it, I don't think it's a bad idea.
okay. All right, thank you. So that's sorry to interrupt, continue on with C there.
Mr. Chairman, this is adding buses to the fleet, 3 buses, and then Mrs. Elledge and Mr. Rogers and myself have talked about for a couple of years some transit vans accessible for some of our students. And so instead of buying 4 buses, we're actually purchasing 3 buses and some funds to purchasing 2 vans that will allow us to move students who need access or assistance. It does not require CDL, and from time to time, we find a need for that, and it's difficult to move kids if you do not have a wheelchair, lift, and so forth. So you're looking at 3 school buses and 2 vans designed to help students in wheelchairs, and these are not solely special education vehicles. These will be put in the student transportation fleet as some of our vans and buses and so forth, so they could be used for other things as well. But right now, our focus is assisting a few of our students who have some challenges from time to time.
Any questions to?
I got a question.
Yes,
Those
sir.
vans, will they primarily be used during the school day, or you got in mind using them for athletics?
No, sir, they would be to move students.
Students.
That would be our primary focus. We try to avoid that,
Yeah.
the use of athletics with that.
So can they be used like for field trips and things like that for handicapped
Yes.
students where we've always had to get a handicap bus?
Yes, they could be. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Now, we're on a scheduled replacement with buses, right, every
year.
Every year we do 3 a year, is that kind of where we're
It's
at?
usually 3, it could be 4.
We had 4 in the budget this year, so we're taking one of those and
And do we
purchasing
pull
2 vans.
4 out? and sell in on gov deals or whatever?
They, from time to time, they do. Some of them, they will have high mileage, and they're right there at the point, and they'll reach the 200,000 of the year's service, and then we do take those out of service.
Okay. Any other questions pertaining to line C? Line D?
Mr. Tucker, you want to speak to this? When the board purchased the pre-K or the building at Etheridge last month, I asked Mr. Tucker to begin the process of bringing in companies that could look at revamping that building to meet our needs, and one of those is the cameras and safe and secure entrances. And so, Mr. Tucker, if you'll take it.
This would be the first. We'll have to bring some more things back to you. We're going to try to do as much as we can in-house. We'll actually try to use some labor of our, hopefully even our CTE classes to do a little bit of work inside the building. But this would give us access control on doors. That's where we do the badge swipes. And this would also provide cameras, because we have no cameras anywhere around that building or inside that building. So, just bringing us up to where the rest of our buildings are. It's the first step.
Yeah, absolute necessity. Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Line E, Lawrence County School System speech pathologist position.
And, Mr. Chairman, I'll have Mrs. Moore come forward and speak to this, but I will mention again that we have seen a significant increase, and I share with the board some of the reasons for that. Mrs. Moore can speak to this a little bit more because she deals with this, but I do want to just point out that there's been a rise, and it's continuing to rise, and so this is something that Ms. Moore and her staff believes we need to do to address and help those students.
You have questions for me? Do you just want me to speak on it?
Could you just kind of give me like a rough estimate, like how many speech pathologists we got and what's the student ratio?
Sure. We have 8 that are district-wide. All of our speech pathologists are district employees.
That was the next question.
And we have 8 that are district.
Can you move closer to the mic?
Sure, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We have 8 that are district employees. We're contracting with 2 additional ones to help with the caseloads. And if you look at ASHA from the 2024 report, Tennessee actual caseloads look like they're about 63. They don't go by caseload numbers, they go by manageable numbers. So for Tennessee, that's 50. So all of our employees, most of them, almost all of them, cover more than one school. So if you look at their caseload numbers right now, I have one with 83, one with 60, 2 with 66. I have one at 47, but we're adding another 10, and they all have evaluations in process that'll add students as well. Another one in Leoma's got 73. The south end of the county has 82, and the north end of the county has 104 right now.
And how many therapists?
8 therapists, 2 contracted to help with the amount that's over right now.
But the 104 caseload, is that just Summertown Elementary School or Summertown Schools?
She sees Summertown Elementary, middle, high, and then she has a couple private daycares that she services as well, mostly through drop-ins where they come into the school to receive those drop-in services. That's the 104 caseload.
My question is, so how can she meet?
We have a contracted person with her right now that's working 3 full days a week with just her at her placements.
Okay.
So that is offsetting a little bit of the numbers that she has.
So we have, I guess I'll direct this to you, Mr. Atkins. How many speech pathologists work for Lawrence County Schools that are our employee?
8.
8 that are our employees?
Yes, sir.
And then we have 2
that we're
contracting out?
Yes, sir.
And this would be to add, basically take away the 2 contractors and add them to
our payroll.
To our employees.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So, but even with that,
You're not adding no more money.
you're not would we keep the 2
Hopefully,
contractors?
eventually, it would add those 2 positions. We may still have to contract. We're looking for an SLPA that would be more cost efficient. But right now, we believe that we're paying out more in contracted services than it would cost us to add these 2 employees.
What are we paying?
They're paid differently. Last month, it was a lot. I can get you specific numbers, but in excess of $10,000 for contracted services. One alone was right at 10,000 and the other one was right at 6, I believe. But I can get those numbers for the year from August up and present those to you if you would like.
But I guess what I'm asking, and I think, John, you're asking the same thing, you're still going to have the same number of therapists, are you?
So one of our contracted people is not full-time. She is at 3 days a week, and in November, she's taking on more PRN stuff somewhere else because it pays more. And so she needs insurance and doesn't have that benefit through a contracted. So she's going down to 2 days a week. So this would give us 2 full-time positions. And if we needed to contract with an SLPA after that, that would be more cost efficient. And they're limited in what their practice is. So they could do therapy.
Right.
They don't do evaluations on their own. They don't do IEP meetings on their own. They have to be overseen. So that would help us with the numbers to bring on 2 full-time.
Are there plenty of pathologists applicants?
Well, we have 2 that we're contracting with that we would like to see take those positions. There's no guarantee in that, but they are hard to find. We are having a hard time finding somebody to pick up the slack that's left over because on top of services and stuff that they provide directly to the students, like if their caseload's 104, then you know they're having a minimum of 104 IEP meetings. But this 104 is also involved in 12 evaluations that she has ongoing right now with another 6 consents out. So she's got 18 that she's working on top of that 104. So we always get more students, more referrals. They don't stop. They just keep coming.
Okay.
So what's the total of that number of students that are
Receiving the services or?
Yeah.
It'll take me a minute, but I can add it up.
It sounded like 600-700.
Yeah.
So which leads me to the question, what is a manageable number per?
ASHA says a manageable
therapist?
number for the state of Tennessee is 50.
Okay.
For a school system. They break that down, like preschool, they say, is 35 for a manageable number. Elementary school is 45, secondary is 45. So they break it down by the grade levels because of the work that goes into those students. But 50 overall in Tennessee is a manageable number.
So I heard that the number is increasing.
For our actual caseloads, yes, sir.
Tell me why is it increasing?
I think one of the big reasons, and I've been in contact with several people outside of the school system, but everyone is having trouble finding SLPs. Not just the school system, but the actual, like Southern Tennessee, speech language learning, all the people that have them and that access them through clinics and stuff as well. So we're getting a lot of referrals from those people because they're already in the school system. We start servicing kids at age 3, and we carry them through their 21st birthday. So till they're 22. And if they don't have providers in the medical field, then we're getting a lot of referrals from those medical placements as well, because they don't have providers to provide the services. And in their world, you go on a wait list. In IDEA world, there is no wait list. We are required to provide those services.
So what I'm hearing, the 600-700, that's 10% of our student population. That's true?
I mean, I just added it up quickly in my head, and I don't know that I'm right, but
You'd
it's
be
close to
close.
that, right?
This doesn't look like enough help.
No,
So
sir.
I guess I want to ask the same question as Bill, and no offense, but
No.
I didn't understand your answer. Why is it going up? I mean, like medically, specifically.
The needs
I
of
know
the
we don't have
students.
I know we don't have the needs to address it, but why is more kids having these speech problems?
But it's the same thing with our eligibilities. I mean, typically we test around 200 kids, 250 kids a year. In the first 9 weeks, we tested 99 students. So it's not just speech and language, it's students with disabilities in general. And then when you have, like our autism population is really increasing. They are people that have those needs and supports for speech-language pathologists. Our developmental delay, our TEIS population, that's the kids that we get birth to 3 is serviced by TEIS, Tennessee Early Interventions. Our service coordinator is leaving, and I've talked to her a lot. Last year, we had 3, sometimes 4 service coordinators that we were working with from different areas because our TEIS population was so large. All of those kids, I mean, it's very, very, very seldom that we get 1 through birth to 3 services that come in that do not have speech and language needs. Whether that's articulation, whether it's pragmatics, whether it's language development and impairments, our special education population is exploding. That's happening across the state with the special education supervisors that I work with.
Okay, next question. Sorry.
It's okay.
It sounds like to me what we're doing is not going to decrease the number of students that each therapist is responsible for. Did I hear that wrong?
It will decrease some, especially in the north and the south end, because we'll add that full-time person. Like we're going next week to 2 days a week.
We're going to have somebody up
We'll
there
actually pick up a half.
5 days a week.
So we're going to pick up 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, she's decreasing next week to 2 days a week, so we'll be able to replace 3 days a week. We will still need those SLPAs, which we are still looking for. We have not been successful in finding anyone to put on a contract for an SLPA.
Let me
Can't find
add
the
on,
retired.
I'm sorry.
We have some in the works that are in school, like Miss Sandy Cook. I don't think she would mind me saying her name. Her daughter's going through. She'll be a certified SLPA after the spring. We have a school psychologist whose daughter is going to school. She's trying to finish up some master classes and stuff right now. She's an SLPA, so we've kind of talked to her. We have several that I know of that just aren't at that point of taking a contracted job yet or a full-time position yet. But there are people that we know of, not many, but a few, that are in school that would like to come back to Lawrence County to work.
Is there any retired population that would come back part-time?
I've called all of them that I know. They do not want to come back, no ma'am.
Can I ask this out of Ms. Moore, you and Mr. Atkins, what would it take to get, and I think this is the line of question, what would it take to get the Lawrence County school system to the ideal workload, or close, at least closer to it? You know, we're asking, what's on the docket right now is 2. If we added 4, would that put us at the 50 numbers? Is that necessary? I mean, I think that's kind of where, I may be putting words in y'all's mouth, but it sounded like that's kind of where y'all were.
It sounds like we've got a problem, and I didn't know anything about it. And I think that's what Corey's saying. Let's try to fix it.
Well, it doesn't sound like we're fixing it. That's kind of my reason for
You've
the question
got
I'm
a
asking.
child that's got an IEP, that's a legal binding contract, and whatever amount of service that contract says that child's going to get, this county is held to that.
Yes.
So there's only so many hours in a day
Yeah.
that does that make sense?
Right now, we have 199 students that are already eligible, not looking at evaluations that may be in process. We have 199 students that are already eligible for services over the recommended manageable caseloads. So 4 right now would do that. I mean, it would put us at the manageable services at the 199 students. But next month, next year, that with all these evaluations that are coming, that continues to increase. So I don't want to say that 4 will do it today, and if we come back to the table next year and need another one, I just want you to know that number is continuing to grow.
I would make a recommendation, Mr. Atkins, or I would ask this board, let's consider and handle what's on the docket today. Let Mr. Atkins and his staff go back to the checkbooks and to the budgets and see what we can do to get us closer to that. Is that?
But you're not saying, wait, we
need to move with the 2.
Right.
That's on this docket,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
And then, but let's not dust our hands off and say we finished up. Mr. Atkins, please go back. And I think the board, in consensus, we're interested in making sure that we've got a fair workload for these.
One last question. Let's say we can find 2 full-time employees is that doing away with the two that we're contracting, or are we going to continue to use the contracting service?
We would, with just two, we were planning to continue with contracted services and hopefully be able to fill that through the SOPAs. That's the cost
Okay.
saving for us.
But if you went to 4,
So
We would not have to
if
do
we're going to
contracted
continue
right
to do
now.
that, I mean, with the cost difference, I would, why drag it out? But I get it. I understand what you're saying.
okay. Any other questions on these? So I think for the sake of tonight's meeting and what's on this agenda, we're going to move forward with the consideration of 2. And when we go to vote, this motion, whatever, will be to approve all of these. And then, but Mr. Atkins, please, by next month, come back with another plan on what we may can do to help relieve or alleviate the remaining overburdened workload. All right, any last questions on the speech pathologist? West Highland Gym demolition.
Mr. Chairman, we have been looking at West Highland Gym for a few years now, trying to determine what is the best course of action with that building. It needs a roof. It doesn't have heating and cooling. The gym floor is in bad shape. I was just over there last week. It's not used at the level of a gymnasium. The cost benefit is not there. I believe demoing that would be in the school system's best interest. And I hate to say that because I went to school at West Highland. I'm fond of that school and that place, and every time I'm over there, I go to that gymnasium. But to see the condition that it's in, and it's not something that I would advise the board to put money into outside of the demolition of it. Now, Mr. Tucker can speak to it a little bit more because he may have had more detailed conversations, but it's my opinion that I, in good faith, say to the board that needs to come down.
I think what I would like is if you vote to pursue this, we would put this out to bid and see what the actual cost of the demolition would be. And then we could compare that to what the cost to fix it up would be. I think I know what that's going to already be based upon the needs that Mr. Atkins has already mentioned. They're pretty great over there. So I do believe we could demo it much cheaper. But if you vote, we're just pursuing to put it out, and then we would bring that back to you when we have.
This is not necessarily a vote to actually move forward with the demolition, is the vote to find out what that was.
Yeah, we would put it out to bid and bring that back for your approval.
And then we would make that decision at a later date.
Can we check to see if the county or city would?
Yes, we'll pursue that
Please.
first.
Yeah.
Is there any population over there that they don't use the gym, correct? Am I correct there? It's not used now?
If it is not like a traditional gymnasium in a school being used. It may be one student here or there, but I do believe the cafeteria was initially a gym, and it can be used in place of this. So they would have access.
I'm just thinking that I know there's a population of kids over there that would benefit from having
For
that.
physical activity,
Yes.
they still use
Okay.
the cafeteria.
Cafeteria.
Well, yes.
Okay, any questions on that? So everybody's clear, then A through F, and is everybody still fine with voting on all of these in one? All right, I will entertain a motion to approve A through F.
Motion to approve, A through F.
Have a motion to approve, looking for a second.
I'll second.
We have a second, please call roll.
Mr. Adams?
Yes.
Alexander?
Yes.
Daniel?
Yes.
Dryden?
Yes.
Rochelle?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
Weathers?
Yes.
7 yes.
Motion carries. A through F has been approved. Section 4, the agenda policy items for consideration, policy 4.6001, grading systems K through 8.
Mr. Chairman, I'll have Mrs. Ridgway to come up and answer any questions you may have on this. And Ms. Ridgway, you may want to give a little explanation of why.
Okay. So this was brought to you, I'm not sure, sometime before I took this position. We were going to standards-based report cards in kindergarten, first and second. And so the grading scale, the 1, 2, 3, 4, is what was proposed to be used at that time. So after meeting with the teachers, we decided to go forward or continue with the kindergarten standards-based report card. The first grade, we're still working through, so we've not gone completely to the standards-based report card. So we kept their score system, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the same, which is what they've had previously in first and second. But with the kindergarten, we moved to the 1, 2, 3 system, which is what we're going to do with the first and second grade as we implement the standards-based report card.
Anybody have any questions pertaining to this? Only question I had, Mr. Atkins, I asked you, if you would, Ms. Jessica, scroll on down to the next line. Yep, you've already approved, okay. The E, S, N, and U, I wanted definition of what that actually stood for, so thank you, that's been updated.
Anything else?
I've seen a U a time or two.
I don't believe that.
Any questions on that? All right, Ms. Jessica, please call roll to approve policy 4.60, or, well, I
we have a
guess, I'm
motion
sorry, I
and a
need a
second?
motion in a second. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Please call roll.
Withers,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Rochelle,
Yes.
Dryden,
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
7 ayes.
Motion carries. Policy will go into effect immediately. Moving down to the last line items under 5, approval of 26-27 and 27-28 academic calendars. We have all been presented those calendars. Mr. Atkins, you want to speak to those?
Mr. Chairman, other than LCEA alluded to it, we've started several years ago of sending the calendars out, asking for input. We had a calendar meeting in the summer. We brought in teachers from each of the schools to have them provide input. When we initially sent the survey out, late August, September, we got some responses. We brought those back. Mrs. Cope looked at those. We put together suggestions based on those surveys, and what's before you is what was the fruits of that survey and making adjustments based on faculty input.
Any questions or comments on the calendar from the board?
So in other words, this is the one that the faculty has approved.
This is the one that, both of these have been presented to faculty for recommendations. The recommendations came back and we presented that, I believe, to the faculty as well, so that people would have an idea based on the comments. We made adjustments, as I should say.
I think it's great to have 2 years. And then I think next year, you can work on the next year, but always be 2 years out. That's fantastic for families.
And I will add, Mr. Rochelle, faculty advisory that meets with me twice a year brought this up in one of our meetings to try to have a 2-year calendar to help our folks in planning vacations and so forth. So faculty advisory does great work, and this is one of the byproducts of that.
I'd like to move that we approve as it has been presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Before we vote, I'd like to commend Ms. Cope and this advisory committee and the group. I do know I got feedback from teachers of the returning to school after January, after the Christmas break, and several of the teachers had asked for a work day, and I see that has been heard and that has been adopted into these calendars. So I appreciate that. So we've got a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Mr. Adams,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes.
Dryden,
Yes.
Rochelle,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Weathers,
Yes.
7 yes.
Motion carries. academic calendars have been approved for 26-27 and 27-28, and we will remain focused on keeping 2 years ahead on our calendars. Next item, B, naming of Loretta High School Stadium, the Butch Toner Stadium. Mr. Atkins.
Mr. Chairman, in April of 2024, I was presented with a proposal to name the football stadium at Loretta High School Butch Toner Stadium. I shared the process and the procedure that would have to take place, and tonight I can confirm that that has been followed. We have the required number of signatures. We had held a public meeting in June of '24 as required. This process has taken at least, well, it's taken more than a year, and that was one of the requirements in the procedure. The gentleman that is being honored by having his name on that stadium is Mr. Butch Toner and Coach Toner, and you may have information in front of you detailing that man's commitment to students. I know there's talk about football coaches and all that, but some of the stories that have been shared with me go well beyond X's and O's. It goes back to character. It goes back to caring about kids who are girls softball. What can they do to help girls softball when he was there? What could he do to make that stadium better for that community? Citizen of the Year in Lawrence County. An outstanding man from what I know. I've met him a couple of times, but the people who have been around him and were influenced by him would tell you he made a difference in their lives, and he made a difference in so many other people's lives who didn't play for him, but his character and how he led himself and how he lived his life and how he continues to do that to this day is why over 500 people said we support this stadium being named Butch Toner Stadium. Now I know there may be some of you who have connections to him. Mr. Tucker has shared with me his experiences with him, and so have others. So before you is a consideration of naming Loretta Football Stadium at Forsyth Field the Butch Toner Stadium at Loretta High School.
Do we have any questions, comments?
So the public meeting was held, and at that time there was, you could vote yes or no. Is that how it came down, or?
What we did that night, Mr. Adams, is we held a meeting and we gave people the opportunity to come forward and speak in favor or opposition to it. We had just a handful of folks there. I recorded that meeting that night as well. We told them all up front it would be recorded, and there were folks who wanted to share their thoughts on Coach Toner and other coaches. I don't know that there was anybody who came out and said it should not be named after this man. I think some folks had maybe other folks they thought or believed that it could be named for as well, but I do not recall anybody saying this gentleman, Coach Toner, is not worthy of this honor.
Yes.
So we continue with Forsyth Field, and then this is the stadium.
So, and Mr. Tucker, you tell me if I'm wrong with this, it would be Forsyth Field at Butch Toner Stadium.
Right.
Is how they would
Okay.
introduce it at ball games.
Much like you got Mickey Dunn Court at Ralph Benson Gym. I will just briefly, and I know I sit on this board with another fellow player of Coach Toner's and Mr. Tucker as well, but this man is one of the greatest men I've ever known. This system, these are the people that we look for to be employed by this system, and the impact that this man made in the lives of the individuals that came through Loretta High School is phenomenal. And there are young men serving in our community today who would not be who they are if it wasn't for this man. And I know much of that could be said about many other people, but when you consider what you want to name or a name that you want to put on a building, there's no greater man that I know of to put a name on a building than Butch Toner. So with that being said, I'm going to make a motion that we approve naming Loretta High School Stadium Butch Toner Stadium.
Second.
Any other questions before we put it to a vote? Please call roll.
Mr. Adams?
Yes.
Alexander?
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes.
Dryden,
Yes.
Rochelle,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Weathers,
Yes.
7 ayes.
Motion carries. We will move forward with naming Loretta High School Stadium, Butch Toner Stadium, and the field will remain L.M. Forsythe Field at Butch Toner Stadium.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, with that naming, the board has customarily purchased whatever is needed to name a facility, and I would ask the board to authorize me to take that action as well if it involves nameplates or plaque or whatever it is that we determine is appropriate. I will report back to the board what that is, but I wouldn't think it would be more than maybe $2,500, if that. Just something, I will report to the board. If you'll just authorize me to pursue that, and since that is the board's action to take that.
I'd like to
course of
move
action.
that be approved.
I'll second that motion. All in favor of approving Mr. Atkins to make the appropriate moves to get the placards or whatever may be necessary to do this in a timely manner? Any way that we could get this done before the ending of this football season?
I believe we can have at least a ceremony recognition, but maybe not the plaques or name, but
Do it
the,
a week from tonight. They have one more home ball.
A week from tonight or tomorrow night?
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, no,
It'd be-
Tonight.
yeah.
So the last home game's Thursday night?
yes.
Okay. So a week from tonight will be the ceremony? Okay, thank you. All in favor of allowing Mr. Atkins to move forward with that, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No opposition, so please move forward with that. The next board meeting, last item on the agenda, November 20th at 5 p.m. Any last alibis before we dismiss?
Motion we adjourn.